Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel. I've got big news around XRP and Ripple and the SEC. We're going to break it down. Guys, before we do, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Take a look at this. XRP is pumping, currently over 42 cents, up 48 or near 48% from a 24-hour perspective, up near 28% from a 7-day perspective. And the pump may be due to this news that we heard from Ripple yesterday, responding to the SEC's lawsuit. But also, I want to make sure you guys are aware of this. There is a Telegram group called XRP Pump, which is trying to emulate what Wall Street Bets did for GameStop and Dogecoin. So that could also be a factor, just letting you guys know. But take a look at this huge green candle here. My goodness, pretty big, right? Looking very bullish. So let's see where this carries us. Could we head back up to the 70s? That would be awesome. And, we continue to build support levels there. I hope so, but we'll have to wait and see. Guys, heads up. I will have a huge interview for you guys. I will be interviewing Joseph Hall, who works at the law firm Davis Polk, but he's also a former SEC employee. And he recently penned an article titled Ripple Token Case Highlights Need for SEC Clarity on Crypto. So I'm going to be speaking to someone who was at the SEC. This guy has a lot to say. If you read his article, it was really well put together. So make sure you hit that notification bell, guys, so you get notified when this interview goes live next week. I'm actually very excited to speak to him, so stay tuned. So here it is. Ripple responds to the SEC lawsuit over sales over XRP sales. In a Friday filing, Ripple Labs pushed back against the SEC's allegations. Here's a quote. The functionality and liquidity of XRP are wholly incompatible with securities regulation. To require XRP's registration as a security is to impair its main utility, the response said. The 93-page filing, Ripple responded to each of the SEC's paragraphs. In its affirmative defenses, Ripple stated that XRP is not a security or investment contract, and the firm's sales or distributions of XRP are likewise not investment contracts. Obviously, anybody in the world can buy XRP, but that doesn't mean you have equity. You have stock in Ripple, right? If you have half a brain, you know that, right? XRP is a digital asset. Sure, it's being used by Ripple, but it doesn't give you a security contract or an investment contract, right? It is an open source, and look, we've even seen that the likes of an R3 holds probably over 1 billion XRP with their settlement with Ripple, right? So pretty straightforward there. So the SEC sued Ripple in December 2020, alleging the company's CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Chairman Chris Larsen sold over 1 billion in XRP, promoted the token, and paid third parties to support the cryptocurrency. Parts of Ripple's response seem to focus on what XRP actually does. In the company's view, saying the SEC complaint ignored that XRP is open source and claiming its price has correlated with the price of Bitcoin and Ether. Absolutely. We've seen, and I've said it 1,000 times on this channel, Bitcoin is the rising tide that lifts all boats. You have Bitcoin pumping, the alts move with it, and then you have alt season, right? We've seen this over and over. So 90% of the time, XRP and the other alts follow Bitcoin's move. Sure, at respective times, they each have their small mini pumps, but 90%, the majority of the time, they move with Bitcoin. And the SEC knows this. I mean, they can't be that stupid, right? So here's another quote. The complaint mischaracterizes advice that Ripple received in 2012, from which a reasonable reader actually would have concluded that Ripple credits, a past name for XRP, were not a security. The filing adds a few paragraphs down. Ripple is also claiming that the SEC did not provide fair notice that its sales of XRP might be violating the law. It pointed to a settlement with the U.S. Department of Justice and the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network in 2015, which registered XRP as a convertible virtual currency and allowed for sales and secondary market transactions. This is a big point in Ripple's case. Where was the SEC in 2015? Where were they in 2016? Where were they in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and so on and so forth? The U.S. Department of Financial Crimes Enforcement Network categorized it as a virtual currency. Ripple paid their fine back then and moved forward. Where was the SEC? And in fact, okay, maybe even the CFTC. They didn't say anything. They sat on their laurels for years and let the market take off. And now they're trying to pick on Ripple. And obviously, this is the likes of a Jay Clayton, right? Who did this sucker punch move on his way out. It could be that he's paid off by Goldman Sachs. He's connected so much to the traditional Wall Street players. They don't like Ripple. They don't like XRP because they don't have control over it, right? And I think that's what it is. And in fact, Joseph Hall, once again, who I'll be interviewing, he kind of alluded to this. There's some politics here, right? And certainly XRP Ripple is disrupting the status quo. So here's another quote. Upon information and belief, plaintiff knew of that 2015 settlement, and yet for years after, plaintiff provided defendants with no clear notice that, in plaintiff's view, defendants' prospective XRP sales are permitted by the agreement would nevertheless constitute a violation of another federal law, the response said. Yeah, where were you for the past 5.5 years after the 2015 settlement? Where were you? Like, it's just ridiculous, right? And Jay Clayton was there the whole time. So why didn't he say anything? Why didn't they do anything? What about the other cryptos in the market? You can't. And this is why I'm covering this XRP topic so much, because not only because I hold it in my portfolio, but rather this is going to affect VeChain, Algorand, Basic Attention Token, Tezos, Chainlink, the other tokens that I hold. This is going to affect the rest of the market, guys. So in addition to filing its response, Ripple filed a Freedom of Information Act request for documents from the SEC on how it determined that Bitcoin and Ether, the top two cryptocurrencies by market capitalization, are not securities. I think that's smart, right? Show us how you determined that to make sure this was actually done fairly, because I don't trust Jay Clayton, and they shouldn't trust Jay Clayton as well. Remember what Joseph Hall said in his article? It seemed there was some division among the folks at the SEC. That's why there wasn't a clear-cut plan, and Jay Clayton did it on his way out, so he doesn't have to deal with it anymore. He kind of just threw it onto the next administration and Gary Gensler and so forth, but I don't think there was consensus there. And we know Hester Peirce, crypto mom, she's definitely not on board with this. I think probably some other commissioners were not on board as well. So there was certainly not consensus there. So here's a quote. To date, they have offered no guidance for that determination, hindering responsible players like Ripple from being able to innovate in the US to bring faster, cheaper, and more transparent global payments to consumers who need them the most. As we have said for many years, we're simply asking for the rules to be clearly stated and applied consistently, a spokesperson said in an email statement. So, guys, this is all facts. They're absolutely right. The SEC dropped the ball here. If they really were looking to protect consumers, they would not have done this, because you and I and the millions of other people who own XRP, who are innocent participants here, lost significant money. And I think the SEC is going to come out looking very bad here. And we've seen congressmen like Tom Emmer come out and say XRP is not a security. We've seen the former CFTC chair, Chris Giancarlo, come out last year and said XRP is not a security. And in fact, Joseph Grunfeld, former commissioner who served at the SEC under Ronald Reagan, he came out and criticized Jay Clayton on this. So, and even Joseph Hall, who I'm interviewing this week, former SEC guy, come out and say, this is ridiculous, right? What is going on here? So I think there's some politics. There's some disruption of the status quo. They don't like it. And here Brad Garlinghouse weighed in. He said, our defense begins today. Innovation is on trial, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with our partners and the community to defend it. Together with appropriate regulation oversight, we can modernize outdated laws that clearly aren't working to protect consumers and ensure orderly markets. So this was in response to what Stuart Alderoty, general counsel at Ripple, had to say. And they penned an article here on their website, so you guys can read through that. But this article on Coinbase summarized it well. Here, as Stuart mentioned, no other country has classified XRP as a security. That's a fact. Other G20 markets, XRP is not a security. The SEC is at odds with its counterparts in the US and peers in other G20 markets. Ripple never held an ICO, nor did we ever sell or offer XRP as an investment. For 8 years, XRP has traded in an open market independent of Ripple. We also filed a Freedom of Information Act against the SEC, so the article mentioned that, to get more details on Ethereum and so forth. Stewart said, "We're not defending this case just for ourselves. We're fighting for everyone who has been hurt by the SEC's filing to restore order to the markets and most importantly for industry clarity." That's why I keep saying, guys, this isn't, if you hate XRP, even if you hate it and you don't hold it, this is so important. If you hold Polkadot, Cardano, Chainlink, Litecoin, and so forth, right? This is going to really determine how we move forward as an industry, as a market. Now, I do think things will move in the right direction. It will be favorable because we got some people who understand crypto that are coming in, like Gary Gensler. We have someone who's going to the OCC who served as an advisor to Ripple. Janet Yellen, even though she's kind of said some fuddish statement, still overall understands the need for innovation and to foster growth. And we're seeing more and more congressmen, congresswomen who are waking up to the fact of crypto and Bitcoin and digital assets and the potential opportunity for the United States to lead on innovation here. So, like I said, guys, the full letter here from Ripple can be found on their website, so you can go through and read through it. But, I pretty much summarize it top level. And this is a great response from Ripple. And I think we're going to see things move in the right direction. I hope so, right? My gut says because of how things are, the lobbying the crypto companies are doing, the uncertainty that the SEC has presented, and the way it was handled, I think will really work in Ripple's favor here. And once again, not just for Ripple and XRP, but for the other cryptos in the market, right? To help things to grow here in the United States, and we will see the floodgates open. But once again, guys, I'll be talking from someone who is, obviously at the SEC, and we'll get his take. And he's also, a lawyer. He's at the law firm. So much to come. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, enable the notification bell, share this video, and I'll talk to you guys later.